So this is what we're making. Nice little dragonfly, textured wings. The wings are 25 millimeters wide and the whole body is 30 millimeters long. The stone is a 4x6 Sleeping Beauty cabochon. Okay, this is what we're making. A little dragonfly. I'll give you a better picture, but the wings are 25 millimeters wide and the body is 30 millimeters long. So what we need are images for the wings, and we'll just Google dragonfly silhouette. Search. And when it comes up, we'll go to Images. And then pick an image that you like, because all we want this for is for the wings. When you find something you like, make sure it's not a copyrighted image, and copy it. Copy image. Open a Word document. So we just right click, paste. And what we want are different sized images so that when we print it out, we can pick the correct size. So what I do is I take the first one, I shrink it down fairly small, copy it, paste it again, make it bigger, grab the corner, copy it, paste it again, click it, drag the corner, make it bigger yet. So when you print this out, you'll be able to pick the correct size, because this Word document isn't the exact size. I have a feeling it'll be the smaller one. So print this out. So you can see that this one is actually the size for this dragonfly. So the width of the wings is 25 millimeters if you want to do that one. If you don't, you just use whatever size you want. So what we're going to do now is cut this out. If your metal shears are nice and sharp, you can use them like this. Otherwise, use a pair of scissors. Now the only thing we're concerned about is the wings. And if you want an embossed pattern on the wings, like a skeleton leaf or the texture of a piece of watercolor paper, do that before you put this on and cut it out. So just rolling mill embossing, I won't go over that again. Just make sure your metal is annealed. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use double-sided tape, put this on my metal. This metal is 0.6 thick, which is plenty thick enough. So once you get your pattern on, or not, double-sided tape. You can glue this on, but I found that double-sided tape actually works better. You don't have to wait for the glue to dry. And then we'll just pierce out the wings. So all we're concerned about is the wings. So I'll just put those face down. Sticky tape on. This particular tape has a side that you peel off afterwards. It doesn't really matter, and you just want to make sure that when you paste it on, it's positioned correctly on your metal. So ready to cut, and I'll just cut this out, and that way the main piece of the metal will still be intact to use for whatever we want. Just make sure you hold it nice and tight against your bench peg. So cut reasonably close to your pattern, but leave a little bit so that you can go back after and file the edges. When you get into this part, what you need to do is actually saw in a little bit farther. So what I'm going to do is saw to within about 4 mil of where it would join to the body. Then no forward pressure on your saw. Turn around, come back out. And you can see what I did was, by going a little bit farther, I separated the wings a bit. So finish sawing out your wings, tidy up the edges, and don't look at the front when you're tidying it up. You look at the back, because that's what you need to be looking at. The front will always fool you into thinking it's better than it is. So this is what we have at the moment, just a set of wings. So tidy the edges up, sand them back. Now, if you didn't put a pattern on your wings by rolling mill embossing, what you can do is you can use a stamp. This one has like a serrated edge. Or in this case, I'm just going to use one of the Fret's textured hammers. Just make sure that the piece is annealed. Don't kill it, but make sure it's textured everywhere. So get some light on that so you can see. Yeah, nice little texture. So now we're going to make the body. The wire I'm using for the body is 2.5 square, and what I want is to just mark the part that's going to be soldered onto the wings, and I want to leave that square. And then I'm going to chuck that square end up in a number 30 handpiece. If you don't have one of these, don't worry about it. You can just hold it against your bench and file. But if you do have one, it acts a bit like a miniature lathe. So what I'm going to do is spin this up and then run my file against it. And what that'll do is it'll round off the edges, so I'll end up with a round piece of wire. So shift your file back and forth along so that it doesn't just fill up the file in one spot. So when you get it nice and round, what you want to do is mark off the segments for the body, because you can see that the tail is segmented. There's no hard and fast thing, it's just whatever you feel like doing. And what I would do is I would just use the edge of the file that has the teeth on it, hold it on a bit of an angle, and you can see that it'll cut a little groove in there. You can do it with your saw. Or you can use a little triangular file. Just make sure that you have a nice little groove in the segments.